I didn't anticipate on making a part 3 of this series on this topic, so I'm going to make this video a comprehensive guide, more or less. There are various videos out there that dive into the specifics of Shueisha's copyright laws and related details in more depth. I recommend checking out the videos by Grand Line Review, as he offers valuable insights in the topic. In this video, I will reiterate some of the key points he addressed, particularly when addressing specific moments. In the spring of 2022, I experienced the takedown of 26 of my videos and received 8 copyright strikes. Fortunately, my channel survived, but many of you might be aware of the situation involving Totally Not Mark in the winter of 2021, where he had 150 videos removed by Toei. Thankfully, he and his team managed to come through it. How? Well, YouTube opted to block his entire channel from being accessible in Japan. While that might be an ideal solution for him, it presents a problem for the rest of us, which we'll discuss later. So in this video, I have 6 key points addressing why Shueisha take these actions and how to effectively respond to these strikes. So let's take it from the top and address the biggest elephant in the room. Why is Shueisha targeting anime and manga content creators? In short, because they can, and well, they're petty. In America, for example, we have something called the fair use system, giving us the opportunity to critique, research, and give our commentary on whatever we like. Feel free to pause the video for a detailed description on that right now. But in Japan, however, fair use doesn't exist. That means at any time they can strike down your channel, and yes, you should be worried, especially for the people who love going crazy on manga panels, and especially for people who literally show off scanned leaks. Seriously, what's wrong with you? More on that later. But the biggest issue in all that is that YouTube is a company based in America where fair use is a thing. Yet the irony is Shueisha has the ability to instill their Japanese laws over to America because YouTube lets them. Nani? Do you see how silly this sounds? Now, I'm no Einstein here, but last I checked, Japanese laws can't overrule the laws of another nation, yet YouTube is letting them. Now, to be devil's advocate, Shueisha has every right to enforce whatever they want in regard to their intellectual properties in Japan. You see, when it comes to blocking the videos everywhere else, well, in theory, those change for each and every country. Shueisha can't apply Japanese laws globally when they sell their product in a foreign marketplace. For all we know, Shueisha must be labeling us content creators as thieves because we are hurting and stealing their IP. Which, personally speaking, if there are a few of you who watch my content specifically and decide to never pick up a copy of Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen, well, yeah, I guess that can happen. But I would like to argue, and many of you watching this most likely will agree with this side, is that we are promoting the series consistently, and as a result, sales goes up. It's a win-win. Shueisha, I expect to cut going forward. But jokes aside, let's talk about point number 2. Who do they usually go after? The simple answer is no one is safe, but they typically go after smaller channels, especially those with fewer than 10,000 subscribers. Smaller channels are often targeted because they lack a strong community to support them and advocate on their behalf, unlike medium or large sized channels. Shueisha usually expects minimal to no resistance when issuing strikes to these smaller channels. Sadly, even someone like Restless Gambler, who creates content about One Piece and JJK and had 25,000 subscribers, got hit with 10 copyright strikes, leading to the takedown of 46 of his recent videos. Point 3, when do they tend to initiate witch hunts? The obvious answer, whenever they feel like it, but I like to say it's quarterly, spring and fall season. This is purely theoretical, but you know how companies have their quarterly sales targets or goals? Unfortunately, I suspect the person responsible for reporting strikes at Shueisha might have a job that involves keeping track of content creators who share manga panels and leaks and then taking them down all at once every few months. Point 4, and the biggest talking point in this entire video, how to prevent this from happening to you. Before we dive into the recommended preventative measures, it's essential to understand that being an anime and manga content creator isn't entirely safe due to the absence of fair use in Japan. However, if you want to reduce the risk, here's what I suggest. For anime clips, limit clip length. Try not to use more than 4 to 5 seconds of consecutive anime footage in a video. If you split the clip and insert cuts of yourself, a manga panel, or even a different anime clip, this often does the trick. For manga clips, ideal clip length. When displaying a manga panel, aim for a duration of around 4 to 5 seconds. To take this a step further, a practice I employ in my videos is to remove all speech or dialogue bubbles within the panel entirely. If you're determined to showcase a specific manga panel with dialogue, consider removing any additional boxes within that panel. This not only streamlines your content, but also demonstrates that you're mindful of how you edit. Add transformative effects. As an additional precaution, something I also practice, you can also go the extra mile by applying effects to the panels, making them appear more transformative than the original. Experiment with different coloring, dark shadow effects, or even entirely different colors depending on your creative preference. For video introductions, avoid panels initially. In your video introductions, try to abstain from displaying manga panels within the first 30 to 60 seconds if possible. This is because showing panels without employing the strategies mentioned earlier simply gives Shueisha employees more reason to take down your video. Although it's unlikely they'll watch your entire video, the best approach is to avoid showcasing panels in the initial moments. Instead, feature your face or something else engaging in the introduction. Even if you occasionally break the 4 to 5 second rule in the video, it's less likely to matter because they probably won't go that far into your video anyway. Additional tips: if the manga panel is in color, it can be considered transformative because it differs from its black and white counterpart. However, to err on the side of caution, removing the dialogue is a good practice. Now, I'm sure many of you have probably thought, well, DJ Miles, these tips sound great, but why are content creators like Anime Uproar, Anime Balls Deep, or your favorite AniTuber who regularly use longer clips can display black and white panels and so on? It might seem like there's nothing you can do about it, and point number 5 will irritate many of you. Why up-and-coming anime manga content creators shouldn't mimic big channels. Let's get one thing straight. I have no insider knowledge about what your favorite content creator is doing in this niche. For all you know, they might have been struck in the past and are now less likely to be targeted again because they fought back. Now, my channel has survived the Shueisha nuke bomb, but if you look at my channel today, you'll see that I apply these preventative measures I am discussing in this video. Now, when it comes to creators like Totally Not Mark, Anime Balls Deep, and Anime Uproar, they can push the boundary because YouTube allows their channels to be blocked from Japan entirely. This is made possible through geo-blocking, which gives creators the ability to restrict their content from being available in specific regions. It's puzzling that YouTube has this tool, but doesn't offer it to us for free. One guesses that they have partnerships with multi-channel networks, MCNs, and receive a share of their clients' revenue. Back when monetization was first introduced on YouTube, the only way to bridge the gap and get paid was by joining an MCN. However, in today's landscape, you don't really need them. And joining one now serves very little purpose while potentially taking a significant cut of your earnings ranging anywhere from 10 to 30%. Considering that YouTube already takes a 45% cut, adding another 10 to 30% means you're left with a mere 1/3 of your original revenue. That might sound terrible, but it's the truth. What's even crazier is that geo-blocking isn't anything complicated. You can do it swiftly, as I'm about to demonstrate here on Twitter. Here's my homepage. Click on More, select Creator Studio, and then Media Studio. Once the library opens, choose the post that you want to block. In this case, let's look at my Chainsaw Man review. Click on Settings, scroll down to Content Restrictions, and click on Geo Restrictions. Choose Exclude and type the country you want to block your content from appearing in. Let's say Japan. Voila, and there you have it. This video won't be shown in Japan. Now, to the Twitter manga coloring panelists out there who probably saw that I just solved the cure on how to stop Shueisha or whoever from blocking their content on Twitter, take this advice with a grain of salt. I don't know if it actually works. Now, I really want to emphasize that even if your favorite content creator seems to get away with how they structure their videos, don't compare yourselves to them. These channels have had near-death experiences with vocal communities that caught the attention of YouTube to help them out. What makes you think, yes, you watching this video right now with less than 20,000 subscribers, with less than 10,000 subscribers, can do the same without a community to back you up, or YouTube acknowledging your channel's existence? It might sound harsh, but I'm not here to sugarcoat the situation if your channel gets struck. Point 6, what to do when you receive a strike from Shueisha. In my previous video, I covered this topic, so I'll let my past self explain it to you again. However, this time in the final portion of your claim where you need to explain why your video falls under fair use, I'll provide you with the precise wording to use in the boxed paragraph section. But we'll get to that after step 1 and step 2. Take it away, DJ Miles from 2 years ago. go. How do you combat a copyright strike? You have two options. Option number one is to contact the party that removed your video and ask them to retract their takedown. Even if the chance is small, I suggest to reach out anyway because you may get lucky and they may actually remove the strike. Sadly, it didn't work for me in this instance, so option number two, which is what I did, is to submit a counter notification. If you submit a counter notification, there are several important things you should be aware about. First is that you are now legally saying you are ready to go to court with the person who struck down your video and channel, and as a result, you must hand out your personal information like your full legal name, address, and contact information. If you aren't comfortable handing out your personal information, it's completely understandable. Just keep in mind, then the only route, sadly, at this point is for you to wait 90 days for the strike to be removed on its own, but you should also be aware that the video that was taken down will never be back up again. When you arrive at the final step, you'll encounter a box where you can present your defense. As previously mentioned, it's crucial not to vent your frustrations about the perceived injustice your channel has faced. Instead, make use of the following text, ensuring it is formatted exactly as I had laid out here. Now, if you look closely at the first big paragraph, sentence 3, where it says, I swear under penalty of perjury, and sentence 4, I consent to the jurisdiction of the federal district court, that is the same thing spaced out specifically in here and here. Don't ask me why it works. It works, okay? It's worth noting if your initial claim gets rejected, I recommend trying this method again. Occasionally, rejections occur due to YouTube's automated system. As it's a bot reading this response rather than an actual person, I would probably say 90% of the time. As a nice add-on, I actually reached out to someone in the anime manga community who shared with me what they wrote for their copy and paste situation, and it's a bit different from mine, but I thought I would share it anyway. I won't read the entire thing, but as you can clearly witness, their answer is different than my own. However, the second paragraph is the same and the third paragraph is slightly tweaked from mine. Let's address what to do if you receive the intimidating red rejection after making numerous attempts. Navigate to your YouTube dashboard and click on the chat option icon located in the top right corner. Initiate a chat with creator support. When you engage with the support representative, maintain a polite and respectful tone and kindly respect that the internal team investigate the specific claim that was rejected. Ask them to forward this to the claimant, which in this case is Shueisha. It's crucial to note that if you encountered the red rejection, it's likely because you applied the copy and paste method to all your videos in rapid succession. To address this situation, withhold from applying the method to all of your affected videos simultaneously. Instead, work on the videos 2 to 3 at a time, and only proceed to work on the next batch of videos. Submit counter notifications when you receive an official email from YouTube confirming that the previous ones have been successfully forwarded to the claimant. This cautious approach can improve your chances of a favorable resolution. While circumstances can change in the future, it's important to acknowledge that Shueisha or any large corporation is unlikely to respond with legal action to combat each and every YouTube video they strike down. The effort and costs involved make it an impractical course of action. Miscellaneous info. Now, there may be certain details I've overlooked. As for creators focusing on anime covers, AMVs, incorporating music gets a hell of a lot more complicated in an already sticky situation. If the information in this video proves useful for you, I encourage you to share it with others in the community down below. Regarding copyright strike from Toei and Kadokawa. For Toei, the material in this video should work, but I know from firsthand experience through many content creators in regards to Kadokawa, the methods applied here might not be effective, if at all. Now, I forgot which anime and manga content creator shared this piece of unconventional wisdom to me, but he said if you create anime manga content long enough, expect to receive a strike at some point in your journey. And if you survive, consider it a badge of honor. I got one. So I salute each and every one of you who has survived, and for everyone unfortunately dealing with this sticky situation, I hope it works out for you in the end. Now, if you want to see the videos where I applied the methods discussed in this video, you can check out my entire story of Chainsaw Man explained right here, or my more recent Satoru Gojo versus Sukuna battle explained video right here. Take care, everyone.